I gotta wait. How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the stand, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
It's Dreme, and we got a season 2. Your Black Bostonian here, a product of a single mother who I work to make proud every single day. I'm a 3-degree holder, your veteran educator, your tech entrepreneur, and founder of the Chair platform. My platform is dedicated to supporting Black and Brown people on their hair journey by creating hairboards, connecting to hairstylists, and sharing haircare tips for a more joyous experience. My podcast is about sharing hair stories, educator stories, entrepreneurship stories, and stories surrounding identity with goals to leave you laughing, learning, and advocating. So come in and listen to the stories in the chair.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Hey, so this episode, I'm going to answer the question, why did I become an educator? Or why did I decide to become a teacher? Originally, this was never the plan. I had plans to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a veterinarian all the way up until I was 11. And then my cat died. His name was Itchy. He died and I couldn't handle it, so I had to switch careers. So I decided to still be a doctor, but I was like, okay, I can do people. I can't handle any more dying cats. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a doctor, but I didn't know what type of doctor. So I was in a lot of programs as a kid. I did a middle school program at Brown studying echolocation of dolphins and bats. And I was one of the kids in the Tufts middle school program studying to be all types of doctors. And during that time, I figured out, oh yeah, I want to be a surgeon. Then in high school, we all take bio classes. My best unit was on the heart. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be a heart surgeon. And then I took physiology my senior year. We dissected not only a frog, but we dissected a sheep kidney, a sheep eyeball, and a sheep heart. And at that moment, I was like, definitely, I am going to be this heart surgeon. And in the 8th grade, I was able to go to Children's Hospital, watch them through the windows put liquid up somebody's butt to go to their heart. And I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. I was like, yeah, this is it for me. So all those things happened. And then I got accepted to Lake Forest College, which is a small liberal arts school in Illinois. And they had a really great science program. But, I was also on an art scholarship. So I was like, okay, I'll be a bio major. I'll minor in art. And, I'll take some other classes to fill it up. So that was the goal. Then the summer before college started, I was working in the middle of the woods in New Hampshire, and I didn't have any internet access. So I signed up for classes late. I didn't get accepted into Chem 103 and Bio 108. You can see this, the memory is here, right? I was panicked. I was like, oh my goodness, my life is over. How am I supposed to be a surgeon if my first semester I'm not taking Bio or Chem? So I called and was like, I'm sorry, I didn't have any internet. I need some help. How can I do this? And they're like, girl, you're fine. You can take 4 random classes, and then second semester, you'll be in bio and chem, and you'll still be ready to go. I was like, okay, cool. My freshman year, I ended up we all had to take a freshman course, and I was in education and equality for all. And that teacher, shout out to Professor Donette Perkins, is your advisor. So I'm taking her class. I am in a third world politics class. My first semester, I'm taking African American studies, and I'm taking politics, and I'm taking art class for my scholarship. And as I'm taking these classes, I'm falling in love with everything.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Look, It's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos, it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new, joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hairboards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you. No stress, no strife. In the chair. The chair. The chair. All right.
I'm learning everything. I was like, there is a whole world out here of all these other subjects and topics. And in my Education for Equality for All course, I'm really getting into it. And I'm arguing and I'm fighting with my professor. And she is like, do you want to teach? And I go, no, I don't want to be an educator. And so she says, so you shouldn't major in education. I was like, got it. I know I'm wasting my time. I'm not going to do that. And she says, okay. And I said, no, I'm going to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. I'm going to be a heart surgeon. That's what I'm going to do. And she looked at me and she said, okay. So at the end of my first semester, I had to choose my classes for the second semester. And I was like, okay, I know I need to do bio and chem, but I heard that I can swing it if I take some classes in the summer, or I can move it to sophomore year. So I'm going to take 4 other classes. So I entered into sociology and anthropology. I ended up taking a philosophy class. Again, I'm far away from the science department. But I was like, oh, I'm still going to be a heart surgeon. No worries. I just need to take some other classes. I have some other curious thoughts here that I need to explore. So I'm taking these classes, and this continues to roll over. So I haven't taken a science class this entire time. So now I'm a junior, and I'm freaking out. Like, how am I supposed to be this heart surgeon if I haven't even stepped into a science class? I'm hanging out with science people. Like, I'm talking to the neuroscience majors and the bio majors. I'm still friends with them, but I'm just not in their classes. So then I end up taking a science class abroad. So I studied abroad in Tanzania. And so I took an environmental science class when I was out there. Still fell in love with it, but I also fell in love with cultural anthropology. I was doing all my research studying with the Maasai, falling in love with their culture, and them talking to me about my culture, and us just really getting to know each other. So I was like, okay. At that time, I still hadn't declared a major. So I came back. That was my junior fall. So I came back, and now I have to declare. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to double major. I'm going to double major in sociology and anthropology, and I'm going to double major in American studies, because of all these random classes I took weren't random. They all fell under the umbrella of American studies, which is an interdisciplinary major, which it includes the English department, the art history department, philosophy, politics, all fall under the American studies and history. And all the classes I took were falling under those departments. So now there is no science. So I was like, okay. I was talking to professors, and they're like, don't worry, you actually don't need a science undergrad. You can do a year after you graduate, and then you can sign up for med school. It makes your application look more interesting anyway. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll be a heart surgeon later. I'm just going to keep exploring these classes. I end up taking a beautiful class in the spring in the Loop. So I'm living in Chicago for a semester. So I'm taking art classes at the college Chicago downtown, and I'm coming back to campus and I'm taking more politics classes. Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a Black woman and educator in Guangzhou, China, I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show. Senior year, Mike Brown is murdered, and it becomes difficult to talk to my white friends on campus, and my Black friends on campus are sad and frustrated. And at that same time, my roommate and I, Periana Staggers, shout out to her, decide that we wanted to push for the African American Studies minor to become a major. Remember, I did not minor in African American Studies. Every class I took, I talked about Black people, but I did not minor in it because I was trying to minor in art for my scholarship. So I was like, this is great. She was minoring in it. I had all these other aspects of it. So we decided to advocate for that. So that meant we had to host protests. We had to do town halls. We had to talk to professors. We had to get allies. And then we also had to have support from the school organization. So United Black Association, we called UBA. So there were a lot of us Black people who all fought to get this minor changed into a major. So as we're fighting for that, I'm also doing my individual research work with my professor, shout out to Holly Swires, about talking about racism on campus. So now I'm known as the Black woman with the racist cards and the gold headphones. So I had a stack of cards. So there's a anthropology method called pile sorting. And it just shows that as humans, we sort all the time. If you put a whole bunch of fruit in front of somebody, they're going to sort it by size. They may sort it by color. It's the same thing when we put anything in a pile. People will separate it how they separate it. And so I decided to make a deck of cards with statements that were considered racist and non-racist based on conversations I've had on campus, or it was this app at the time called Yik Yak where people can post anonymously. And so I was taking statements from there and I put them on the card and I said, hey, do you want to separate these into racist and non-racist? And so people, Black and white people, biracial people on campus would do this. And the whole point of it wasn't to decide whether you were racist or non-racist. It was just to be able to have a conversation. So I would have you do the pile, and then we would have a conversation, and after I would have you do it again. And then I would document if things changed based on our conversation, which could have lasted 5 minutes, it could have lasted an hour and a half, and being able to have those conversations. As we're advocating for the change from the minor to the major, and I'm doing my own personal research, I'm realizing at the end of this that this all could be taught in schools. So you remember that professor my freshman year, Donat Perkins? I went back to her and said, hey, I didn't major in education. However, I want to get my master's in education. And she said, I'm glad you came around to it. She was like, what did you learn? And I said, I learned that all the things that I've been learning are things that could be taught in schools. Why are they not taught in elementary schools? Why are they not taught in these spaces that are supposed to educate us. And so I applied just to one school, just to UCLA, because they had a program that I looked at specifically looking at social justice and how it would be taught in the classroom. And that's what started my journey to become an educator.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I'm going to share with you a dream of mine. I would love to be on Sesame Street. Sesame Street held my hand through childhood. In my dream, I would be in my big afro or rainbow braids sitting on the stoop sharing hair stories. I would like your help, please, by doing all the things like leave a review, share it with someone who would benefit from hearing this episode. And if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone at Sesame Street, share your favorite episode with them, and I'll make you some of my famous chocolatey hot chocolate. I hope you have a beautiful day, or if you are like me, still up in the middle of the night, I hope you take a deep breath and rest. Love you. Talk to you later.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Dream, hello. I just wanted to tell you you're wonderful. I just got through going through your podcast. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Keep it up. Maybe I need to send it to Oprah and Tyler Perry. Love you, baby. You are great.
Where we share stories in the chair.